right? So now I am showing the diagram which is bigger. So 1.13 is here, right? 1.13 is here. Just to the right of it, make a straight line all the way to 9 and then do everything here. So now let us see. Rapidly cool to 250. Rapidly cool to 250. From here go rapidly to 250. Hold for 103 seconds. This is 10. This is 100. Right? This is 100. Right? So 103 is just here. 103 is just here. Right? So everything will be converted to martensite. Everything will be converted to martensite. Here martensites are there. Martensites are there. I mean, we are writing these lines because, right, martensite starts and this and this. But if you hold it there and then after some time, it will go back to room temperature, right? You suddenly cool it here, then you hold it till here, right? Hold it till here. And after that, you go down to room temperature. So this will be martensite. Rapidly cool to 755. Now this is interesting, right? This line 727 is the difference between austenite to the others, right? And you know, right, P is perlite, B is bainite, and so forth, right? You know on this one. So above this line is the pro-eutectoid region, right? Pro-eutectic region, and below this line is the eutectic region, and so on. So cool to 775, this is 700, this is 700, this is 750, 750, right? Remember, right? Your line is just this line, roughly this line. So you come to 775 here and hold for 500 seconds. This is 10, this is 100, this is 500. So you are here, right? You are here. And you hold it and whatever you get, then quench to room temperature. So you first quickly come here, come there, and whatever you have, then come down. So pro-eutectoid, cementite and martensite. So there will be cementite, and when you suddenly cool it, then the rest will become. So you see, this is austenite and cementite, but this cementite is formed above this temperature. So this is the pro-eutectoid cementite. So pro-eutectoid cementite will be there, and whatever alpha, whatever austenite was there, by sudden cooling, it will become martensite. So pro-eutectoid cementite and martensite is your correct answer, right? So I don't know how correct you were, but even if you were partially correct, I have given you the credit. We are continuing with the question. This was the diagram. We have done part A, we have done part B, right? So now part C. Rapidly cool to 700, hold for 105 seconds, then quench to room temperature, right? 700. So now this is 700. Now this is below, right? That 775 was above the eutectoid temperature. This is below. So you come here. You come to 700 exactly. 105, right? This is 100, right? So on this line, this is 100, just 105 here. So you have just crossed the green line, right? You have just crossed the green line. And then quench to room temperature. So whatever you get there, then you suddenly quench, right? So it will become a spheroidite. It is not shown here clearly, right? But if you do this, then you go back to the definition of a spheroidite, that if you cool to just below, a little below the eutectoid temperature, then what happens, right? Then what happens? Do you get perlite? Do you get coarse perlite? Do you get fine perlite? Do you get spheroidite? Right? So you just see that here, according to this green diagram, you have done complete transformation. So everything has been converted to perlite. But remember now, go back and read quickly that how was spheroidite formed, and then you will see, oh yes, by this method in part C it is spheroidite. D, rapidly cool to 650, hold at this temperature for only 3 seconds, then rapidly cool to 400, hold at this temperature for 25 seconds, then quench to room temperature. Right? So it is this line, right? This line is almost 1 point something, isn't it? So you go to 650. You go to 650. Now this is 600, this is 650. And only 3 seconds. So you go here, right? If it is 650, you go here. 3 seconds only, right? Then go to 400. Then go to 400. Then go to 400, right? So at 650, you go for only 3 seconds and then go to 400. 400, exactly this line. Hold for 25 seconds, right? So 10, right? This is 50, 25 is roughly here. So you are say roughly here, right? Roughly here. This is complete bainite. This is 50% bainite. So there will be cementite, medium perlite, bainite and martensite. Remember, whatever condition, whenever at the end you say suddenly quench, suddenly quench, suddenly quench. So, right, so that will make some martensite. That will make some martensite. But whatever has happened up till there will still be there. So cementite, medium perlite and bainite will have already been formed, right? And some martensite will also be formed. Some martensite will also be formed. Part E, rapidly cool to 675, hold for 7, then quench to room temperature, right? So 675, right? This is 600, this is 650, this is 6. So if this is the line, then roughly here. So this is 675, right? 650, 675. Hold for 7 seconds. 7 seconds is here, right? This is 10 seconds. So if you are here, 7 seconds, you have just crossed the middle line and then quench. So pro-eutectoid, cementite, perlite and martensite. Whatever cementite is formed already there, right? You are coming from there. So some has already made some cementite, right? So whatever cementite is there is the pro-eutectoid cementite, the rest is perlite, and finally whatever remaining austenite was there has changed to martensite, right? So those of you who had prepared this in a good manner got most of the things right, but right, I keep on telling you that if you have done this for the first time, then you need some practice. Those guys who have done a second course in materials, right? Second course in materials is the engineering materials course in our university. The first course is material science. The second course is engineering materials. So the guys who have done engineering materials have done this in detail. So this for them is a review. So those guys should have got it very, very right. But the guys who are coming for a master's course and they have done only one course in materials engineering, then for them this was the first introduction to this type of a diagram. They have done phase diagrams but not these. So those guys can make some mistakes. But the guys who are doing this as a second course should have gone exactly right. But again, right, you make a small mistakes, but your general answers are right. So we have a good feeling about you. And if you end up in any company which is making steels and so on, then of course very quickly you will brush up on all these things, and even during your training time or in your first 1 or 2 months of work, you will be dealing only with the steels. So you will become champions of this. Question 2 of quiz 3. the phase diagram below is partially drawn. For hypothetical metals A and B, there is metal A and metal B. If this says weight percent A, right? So on one side is metal A, on the other side is metal B. And they form an alloy with alpha and gamma phases, right? So there are two metals, A and B, and after solidification, the two solid phases that you get are alpha and gamma. You also know, that a mixture of 70% A and 30% B melts completely to liquid at 1600 Celsius, right? So this is another knowledge. Based on that, draw the missing lines on the phase diagram and label the phases present in each region. So complete this diagram and write all the phases, alpha, gamma, liquid, everywhere. Label the phase diagram with all of the important lines and the invariant points. Lines, solidus, liquidus, and so on. Invariant points, eutectic, eutectoid, and so on. Classify the system. For example, ternary polymorphic. So what is the name of this system? And finally, calculate the mass fraction of the material in the alpha phase at 1500 Celsius if the total mass fraction of A is 40%. Right? So again, you have done one full course in material science minimum, where you have done two different chapters on phase diagrams. One on phase diagrams of general alloys and one on phase diagrams of iron carbide, which is a steel. If you have done a second course in engineering materials, then you have done it again. So you are doing it a third time. So either you are doing this a third time or you are doing it a second time. And again, we have included questions like this in your homework also. You have practiced for this earlier. So there should be a very clear idea of how to do it and so forth. So let us see.